Okay, hello everybody. It is Badger Wild, and we are back with our F-302 build stream on episode 7. Yeah, I know. Episode 7. Turns out I skipped episode 3 somehow. I don't know how I did that. Got alerted to it last night when someone was telling me, hey, uh, still looking for episode 3. I was like, I should be in episode 3. Got to looking? No, there's not an episode 3 because I didn't make one. So that's embarrassing. But continuing back where we left off, so we have the Providence cruiser there in the background. We've been using it as a test dummy for missile fire and the F-302's main guns. This is what we're at right now. We've got pretty well the actual bird is done. It's just we're perfecting the missiles that are going onto it. Now we have a means of launching them, which in my opinion works very, very well. The only real issue I think that we're going to have with the missiles right now is probably figuring out like I can do all the programming to the missile and everything else. I think I've got everything set up to where it has to go in, and we're going to check on some of that right now to just make sure the automation timer is doing exactly what it's supposed to. Let's set up actions here. So we have that to unlock. It'll probably be locked in. We have that on. That'll disengage. It'll start disabling things and engaging things as we enable the missile. So some things will turn on, some things will turn off. That'll just be kind of the way things work as we're shooting it off here and making it do stuff. Now, the other thing here is the second automation timer block, which is going to disable the thrust override. Um, why do I have turning on the toggle the gyroscope on? That's weird. But we also have AI flight move will be turned on and everything else. We'll have to set this to its own system. It's that number two. I think what we were doing is I'll have to set up these to the same group or one of them to the same group. Grexion, Badger, how's the missile going? Going great. So we've got the thing to where I can program them to where they will come off. They'll shoot off and go down a bit off the F-302, and then everything will re-engage and it will launch itself into the target and does so with a surprising degree of accuracy. So we've got that figured out. The kicker here is I've got to skin the missile now. I've got an idea on how to do that. I just don't want to do too much. Get the tab button off here. Let's go to number 7, and I'm gonna slap a couple of these on here. Yeah, we'll slap those on. And the plan here, probably don't want that there because knowing my luck, that's going to cause an issue somewhere. And we'll come down here and we'll skin some panels on. Trust me, I will make this thing look pretty as I'll get out when I get done with it. It'll look great. I have a plan. Arthur, have no fear. I have a plan. Now let's see what we got going on here. Put him there. And so, like I said, right now all we're doing is we're just trying to make the missiles look fancy so that when they fly off, they look good. Because missiles don't look good. What is it, the dictator? We don't want it rounded. We want it to look pointy. It's got to look good when it flies off the rail and goes back crazy trying to kill something. Wait a minute. I may not want to use those. I may want to do something else. Let's go back up here. Where was that one block I had? There we go. Or one panel. We'll do that. And then what I need to do, we'll try these blocks. We'll just try to make this as missile-like as possible. I'm gonna leave that one section there kind of odd looking because we're gonna try and angle this upward a bit. I want this to look very interesting, to say the least. We'll say interesting. That'll be the best way to probably put it. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to see what kind of angle I can do here. We may be doing the same thing we did before. So we'll just delete this guy here and this guy again. But yeah, missiles are coming on great. They ended up, when I got done working on them, they ended up doing far better than I had anticipated. I was pretty sure it was going to be a series. Well, it was. It was a series of abject failures up until this thing decided, hey, you know what? We can do better. And there we are. Hmm. Let's see. We got to go from. Yeah, that'll work. From that to that. I just want some kind of variation back here so when the whole thing comes back into position, it's not going to be a total nightmare. So look at the missile. It'll look good at the very least. Okay, let's go ahead and wrap this stuff up here. Very simple missile. Very simple how it's going to look, feel, and perform. Go to number 6 here. Do that there. Or do I want to do that? Do we want to do that? I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think we do. Go number 5 again. So what we're going to need is a downsizing of that. No, I can't. I can't downsize that. That doesn't look right. Well, okay, well, we can't do that. Let's go ahead and start putting those top pieces back. Set those in so it looks, kind of nice. That's the thing, though. This has actually, like I said, the missile has turned out very well. I've been very happy with it. Here's the thing, I would like to put like some fins on it. I don't know how that would work out, but it'd probably interfere because I've only got 2 blocks of room up here. So it'll probably interfere with the other ones. We're not even gonna worry about that. It'd be a great idea, but nah. It's probably not worth the headache. Probably not worth the headache. Let's see what we got going on here. And we're going to run these on the back here, just tiny ones, just to give ourselves a very nice missile look here. And number 8, pull one of these out. Boom, just make the thing look a little more interesting. Number 3, do that. Now for the front section of the missile, because we got to figure out how. Okay, I think that's what I want to do right here. I want to do that at an angle. Somehow bring that to there. Or actually, no, I've got a better idea. No, no, where is it? There it is. Is that what I want? Maybe. Oh, that's going to be, that makes an issue, doesn't it? Hmm. That is going to make an issue. Well, let's roll with it. See where this goes. There we are. There we go. That's enough armor for the front of it. There we go. See, it all works out eventually if I can figure out how to turn this stupid thing and get it back where it needs to go. There we are. Nice little mini missile. Actually, I probably could. There's one block that I could, one panel I could put on here that might work. That'd give me what I need. That's this one. I just need to find a place to connect it. And it turns out there's not a lot of places to connect that one. Well, never mind. It's just a regular seeker missile, I suppose. That's what we're going to be calling this. So it's working. It'll work out really well, clearly. And with that, let's see. Let's go ahead and test it with all the new fixins real fast. We're just going to test this thing out real quick here. What am I holding it at? Oh, I'm holding it at that. Let me see if I can remember. Okay, yeah, that block there. Oh, why are you not going on? Oh, wait, we may have a small issue here. I just saw, yeah, that there is going to have to be removed. Trying to cut off problems before they become problems. There, that'll work better. And this time, instead of doing that, I'm going to copy it from here. Now, wait, why is it the missile won't connect to, wait a minute. Why are we not connecting? We'll connect there. Well, we're not connecting there. Why? Oh, what has happened now? What fresh hell is this? will not attach. It'll attach there, but it won't attach here. Why? Are we too freaking close? Let me check. I bet it has to do with the sides here. Let's uh, let's delete a portion of this here. Try this again. Is it the sides? That don't seem right. Oh, wait, that's the wrong one. It will not attach for some reason anymore. Oh, there we go. Maybe I just have it off. Let's try again. We'll put those blocks back on. I don't like the fact that gave me so much difficulty. Come on now. Well, okay. There we are. Boom. There's our missile. Now attached. All right. I don't know if it's a subgrid or what. Pretty good size armament right there for the bottom of a ship. But let's go here. You might have armor that's in the way nearby blocks. That's what I thought, but it seemed to figure itself out. So let's see, which one do we want to do? Do trigger now. And go a little higher. And launch. Oh, it's not close enough. We're not in range of the target. I feel dumb. No, that's just rich. Okay, the missile will come off like it's supposed to. I just didn't have it. I believe that is correct. Is it latched on properly? We have a missile. Yeah, missile's latched on properly. All right, here we go. Now this time we're going to turn off the one deal. This is the one thing I haven't figured out how to fix. Is the automaton thing. Get ourselves some speed going. And then activate new missile. Now the problem is, for some reason on the Providence, it is targeting that nose. But it's going in there. Saying screw you, I can hit that. There it goes. I can still see it. Barely see it. Boom. There we go. We have impact. So the missiles are working. Reasons like this is why I generally don't armor my missiles. Oh, yeah. Well, hopefully with this, I'll be able to upgrade the F-302. Now we got to get this thing to where it will fire multiple missiles, which means I got to set several missiles on this thing at one time. And then I need a means of activating those missiles at multiple times as well. So, yeah. Pull the F-302 back here for a bit. And now I need a general setup of the entire system. So we need, so it doesn't matter what I lock these blocks into at. What's going to matter is I need each of the timer blocks have to be set to different foxes. So I need them set to different groups, and I need all of the AI offensive combat stuff. This is all the stuff I need right here, telling me what I'm going to hit. We're going to set this to um, set that to target selection. That'll be perfect. So now that's in the group of target selection. A. System kicked me out there for a second. So we have this set to target selection now. What will happen with this is I should be able to then take the timer block that I'm engaging, and we'll take the automation timer block. We'll call this box 1, and we'll copy it. And then we will add, once I figure out how Fox 1's going to go in there. There's Fox 1. So now we have missile Fox 1. That's locked in. Now let's go over here. And we'll do the same thing again to in the control panel. We will then redesignate this one, I believe, to Fox 2. That'll be saved. And we're going to copy this one. We're going to slap Fox 2 on the other side here. Then what we're going to do is we're going to basically start if it'll get up on there. Oh, we're running the same issue we had before. What? Let's check here and make sure. All right, all right, all right. We're fixing to have a fully loaded F-302 here in a minute. Oh, this is terrifying. That's Fox 2. We're going to name this next one. Let's name. Yeah, that's correct. We'll name this one Fox 3. What I'm doing here, for those that are wondering, we are basically making let me make sure that's correct. Oh yeah. We are adding different foxes to this thing so that when we fire, I'll be able to launch one missile after the other, but I'll still be able to basically activate all the missiles because they are connected. We'll be able to tell these missiles exactly where they need to attack. So if I want to change mid-flight what the missile does or what it's targeting, say a neutral comes in and begins attacking and we can't declare them, we have to take a minute to declare them enemies. We can then turn this missile to neutrals and it'll attack neutrals. If I want to swap from, say I jump in with this thing set to attack general stuff, but I don't want to hit something like the engines or something like that on a Factorum ship, I can basically tell it not to do that. And now we have Fox 4, which probably should be on the outside considering how that's going to go down. I'll fix that later. We'll see if we can get this to work. We're going to test this today. All right. F-302 fully loaded. and ready to wreck stuff. Now we just got to set this baby up. We're going to go over control panel 3, I think would be the best way to do that. G. We need to take, we've got AI basic task. So where is all right, target selection. We need to go into G. Oh, no, not G. You need to go into K and select all the target selection and place them in their own group. So they'll be in their target selection. What the heck? I have no idea. Here. Hey, Badge, you could make something similar to my missile in my faction armament patch, which is just drop and forget missile, where you need to arm a sensor once they are attached. Just need to arm it. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna set up some type of, well, we'll have to reactivate each one. The plan is to weld them up. I don't know if when I weld them back up to the system, because the idea is the F-302 is going to fly back to a welder platform. That welder platform is going to weld itself back up. And the F-302 is going to dock. And while it's docked, the welder underneath where the F-302 is docked at, the active ones, will then weld up the weapon systems back up. So we'll have all the missiles re-welded back in. Then when we fire off the unit and it takes off, I'm hoping that when I re-weld them back on, it'll reactivate all the systems. I'll just have to turn the activation of the timer block off. Okay, so we have an F-302 with a full load of our anti-ship missiles, anti-everything missile, basically, that we've built, which should do awesome. I'm not gonna lie, this should do great in a combat scenario. It looks good too, even with the missiles. They look great on the bottom of this thing. We could probably tack more on. I may build a ship that'll have a quad load of these things. My missiles are sensors in a group, so you can arm every missile attached. Okay. At some point in time, me and Grexion, I'm gonna say this Grexion right now. I've kind of thrown this idea around, but you and I are gonna have to get together in a game sometime and do that, so we can so I can see how that is gonna work. For now, we'll run this as it's being run. So we've got several automation timer blocks. Let's look through here. We've got Fox 4. I kind of want Fox 4 to go off first. So we're going to set him there. I'll set that to trigger now. Uh, Fox 3 trigger now. Fox 4 trigger now. And Fox 1 should trigger now. And then I need the group. Let's go to our groups. And here's our target selection group. Now here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have, let's see here. What can we do? We should be able to tell this thing do like cycle through stuff. Okay, should be able to, we can set that to attack mode. Oh, it's going to sit here and do this. So it's not going to give me cycle subsystems. For some reason, I'm not getting the cycle subsystems on here with the group. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to, this means we're only going to be able to target specific things. Hold up. I want to check something here real quick. Okay, this gives me the target subsystems and everything. It's right now it's set to threatening subsystem. It's set to default. Okay. Okay. We'll have to we're basically going to be able to set it to specific things. So we can have target weapons. We can set it to target propulsion. Or I can set it to target power systems. And we're going to see if this works. Okay. Let's first off, let's set it to, well, we don't have any of those. Let's set it to propulsion first. And let's go ahead and pop off Fox 1. Now, let's go to number 4, power systems. We'll pop off Fox 2. We'll get some speed going. We'll be able to see this thing impact. So it should, one should target subsystems, one should target power systems. It's targeting thrusters. There goes one. There's a second one. Targeted 2 separate systems. So I've been able to do that. Yeah, we'll probably do some missile stuff tonight. I got to do I got to do one video for tomorrow, which I found a ship I want to review. It's a really cool small fighter, so we're going to review that. Let's try this again. Let's fly over here. We'll just put it back to propulsion again. We are coming in hard and fast. Number 8, number 9. We can lob clusters of missiles as well. And the missiles aren't targeting anything. That was weird. Okay, I really need to look at those. Why did that not do anything? Is there no, should be a power system. What I said to propulsion? And it didn't even target nothing. That's weird. Why why your system no turn on? Okay. Maybe there's not a propulsion system for it to target or something's just not on. Maybe we hit the power system and didn't realize it. Maybe it has nothing. Hmm. That's odd. But we know we can cluster fire missiles. That's the good thing. Whip on back with the F-302 here for a second. Plus, I also got to get everything set up on this thing and then paint it. We still haven't even painted it yet. I think the missiles are working like they're supposed to. I do want to do I do want to take one of the wings on the other one, blueprint it off, and then set it to that. We'll have to do that next. But I want to test this just one more time. Just once more. Time to rearm and reload. Okay. We got to do this second time. May just print off each missile that needs to go on. Let's go ahead and do that right now. Control panel. We'll do this right here. We're going to rename that to Fox 1 like we did before. I'm going to copy it out here. There is the Fox 1 missile. And we're going to, this time I'm going to place it right here on the very end. so we don't accidentally get hit by it. Boom. That should be in the right spot. Yeah, there it is. All right, we got the first missile set up. Let's go ahead and get all the other missiles set up. I'm not sure what I'm going to call this missile because it needs to be called something. Here comes Fox 2. We'll do that. And we'll put him over here at the very end. And we'll shove Fox 2 right here because I messed those up, I think. I was expecting to have to send them off. This little missile is actually kind of an interesting little missile. I think I can set more of them up in such a way where they'll be more like a Hellfire system. So we can just set the missile sideways onto a ship with multiple launch systems, drop, and then we can build a gunship that fires several of them at once, which would just be dandy. No, there's no protection on there. Yeah, I know that. All right. Let's go here. Fox 3. That way, if I want to do additional testing, we have the missiles here to test. All right. Now, Fox 3 is going to be right here on the edge there. Booyah. Now let's make sure it's on there correctly. It should be on there correctly. Okay. So we got Fox 1, Fox 2, and Fox 3. We just need Fox 4. And that'll be the end of our missile deployment. Hit the wrong button again. Fox 4. And we'll do this because I'm not sure how I grabbed hold of this thing. Why won't you go in there? That was weird. Maybe that's correct. All right, there we go. So we have 4 missiles now loaded. Let's go back in the cockpit here and see how we're doing. So, yeah, I need to separate the wings off one of these units. We need to build 2 more of these. Let's build a second F-302. Like so. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to disconnect the wings. And then we'll blueprint the 2 wings that we've got, connect them on. That'll all be correct and loaded in. And this baby will be ready to start launching off. I'm suspecting another thing I want to do is I want to put up a welding platform. So when I pull this thing down and onto position, it should weld up all the units. And I think everything should come back online afterward. And it's just a matter of I've got to make sure if I can just push this. I wonder if I can just hit that button and start them all over again. Let's go back in here. Go to K. Need to find the wing hinge wings, and detach. F out. Okay, this should do it. And there we go. We've got both of our wings. So now all our wings are set into position. This is everything we need to possibly get the missiles back up and running. So we're going to... Well, no, that's not what we're going to do. We're going to blueprint this, number one. I'm doing XF-302 because we're still in the processing phase. Everything is still just how they do it in the military and everything else. It's very nice. 302 wing right. Okay. Then I can find it easier because I'll probably delete the XF when I get done, and then I'll have it where I need it to be at. Blueprint that. Rename. XF-302 wing left. All right. Now, on our current test bed, okay. Shoot. Okay, I'm not sure which is which here. We're gonna have to use the grinder trick. Where we just take a grinder. We're gonna grind one of these off, so I know which is which. Then I'm gonna go ahead. Projector. Where's the projector? All right, projector. That's for the left wing. And then that's what I love about the word processing system. All right. Now that I know where those are, we're gonna re-weld this back up as we did before. That'll be nice and welded up. And then let's see. We're also going to build a welding platform at some point in time to test all this nonsense out. Nope, not there. Where's the projector? Okay, right wing. Blueprints. XF. Let's be the right wing. All right, now all we got to do is just get this thing in position. So it looks like I understand how that happened. We're gonna have to. No, that's right. And yaw it. Nope, other way. Other way. There we go. Just need to forward offset a bit. And then just kind of shift it sideways slightly. I want to say that is where it's supposed to be. I don't know. Quick way to find out. I don't see it. I don't know what happened. Let me check the blueprint out here again. Let's see what happened. I may not have this thing set to where you can see it. Projector, 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 projector. Okay. It's weird it turned everything off. Okay, that should be how it all works here, hopefully. There we go. So now we can turn it on and off. Hop up here and see what we got. Okay, that's working out pretty good. I just realized I messed up here because I haven't programmed this yet. But there it is. It'll work to an extent. Now here's the next question I have to answer. How do I we need to fly up there and launch those two missiles and see and then have a weld system in place to where I can weld everything back up. See how that works before anything else can be completed. So what I want to do is make sure that if I use these missiles up, that they'll weld right back up. So let's build a small weld platform here, real quick. We're gonna need a weld platform. It's not gonna be pretty. It's not gonna be pretty at all, but it'll do what I need it to do for now. Like I said, it's not gonna be pretty. Immediately tries to make it pretty. Okay, let's go ahead and build us up a nice weld platform here. I'm probably gonna oversize the welding section here. Okay, where's my welders? Spot for welders right now. Let's get those. Where's my welders? All right, here's all the weapons. And let's go ahead and just grab a reactor here. Put about 2 good reactors on there, and then let's turn all these welders on. I may be wrong in thinking this, but wanting to do test after test after test. That's what we're doing right now. Let's go G-Menju. Let's see. I have, I believe it's Fox 2 on here. And Fox 4 on here. So now let's go fly out here towards the one deal. And before we get any further, let me take Fox 1 and Fox 2. Where is that particular? Oh boy. I don't know where it is. We'll fly them out there. Let's do this again. 6 on 7. All right, we have our missiles away. They seem to have targeted something this time around. That's interesting. Oh, wait, the system was still set to default when I launched it. Okay, all right. They're targeting something right there. I don't know what the heck they're targeting. But now let's head back and see what happens when we weld these things back up. So the idea is the F-302 comes back. And we're going to drop this thing down. Yeah, it's centered here. Missiles are rearmed. Problem is, we got to get number 2 and number 3. So the missiles will have to be reset again, which shouldn't take much. If I can get these. So we set that in and that in. That's all we'll have to do, probably. Unless I can reset that somehow. And then we're back out into the fight again. And Fox 1 or Fox 2. Stu is launched and it's not targeting for some reason. That one locked on. For some reason, the other missile didn't lock on. And we've got another hit. And we're able to whip this aircraft around and go back and get some more missiles if we need them. So things are working. That's working out better than I hoped it would. It's working out way better than I hoped it would. So now I've got to go back into the wing blueprint. Unfortunately. The problem also is once I build those back up, I don't know if that's going to create the same group or not. It seems to be giving me problems with that. And there we are. We're back up to full strength. Missiles have been rebuilt. A quick rearm to the system, and we can actually have fighters that can run multiple missions. The problem is, like I said, I've got to go back into G menu. That's the only issue I've got right now. I got to go back into G menu and trigger all these back up. So I've got the trigger, and then I'd have to redo all the attacks on like propulsion weapon systems and everything else. That's also one a nuisance. Ah, that's a pretty dang nuisanceable issue right there. If I could find a way around that, it'd be awesome. The only way I think I could probably find a way around it, well, I wonder. There's an idea there. Right? Launch Fox 1 and launch Fox 2. Fox 2 for some reason. Oh boy. Fox 2 for some reason did not. What's going on with that one? It's not engaging like it's supposed to. Let's go back and re-weld. I got to see what the problem with that one is. But yeah, when we put these F-302s in standby, we could probably also mount them up in a large hangar, which is why there's a connector on top. I forgot I didn't have my thought I was gonna smack the back end of that asteroid there for a moment. Going here on low power, shall we? Let me look at Fox 4 here. I think it's over here. Something's wrong. Yeah, that'll be Fox 4. What is wrong with... All right, activates. Timer block 2 starts. Timer block 2 setup actions. Supposed to turn the AI behavior on. Maybe I'm launching too many of them. All right, let's make sure our weapons are all lined up. Yeah, we got our weapons lined up again. Let's try this a second time. All right, we have timer block number 4 here. We're gonna set that to trigger now, and should be Fox 2 here. Set that to trigger now. All right, get into position. Hmm, that one's not activating for some reason. That's weird. Let's go back and rearm this again. That sucks. The missiles aren't activating like they're supposed to. All right, we're going to fly out there. We're going to get in range. And we're going to bring the F-302 to a full stop. All right, let's try this again. Fox 4, trigger now. And Fox 2, trigger now. All right, let's pop off. Okay. Going in, target lock. Like it's supposed to. Detonation. Okay. What has failed here? We've had a failure to launch. What is it? Okay. Oh, why'd that happen? The AI behavior turned off. There it goes. Okay, well, that's an issue with the blueprint. I'll have to fix that. This is why we test things. This is why I do this stuff. This is why I do, like, when I'm testing out new stuff, I'll go through like multiple tests because something will break. It is almost guaranteed something will break in the process. So now I know the blueprint I'm using on this side is flawed. So if that's the issue, let's go ahead and fly back here. Now let's go into cave because one of the things I've done, this is why we label things differently. Let me find it here. Well, I haven't labeled it differently. Well, we got automation block 2. That's automation timer block. Where is there's the AI flight move. Where is, oh yeah, target. That's why I named it. I named those target selection. Let's take a look. AI behavior is on, on. This one's off for some reason. Now let's rearm this thing again. Coming in for an attack run. Box 1. It's not targeting like it's supposed to. Fox 2 is armed. I don't think it did what it was supposed to. That didn't look right. Unless something's turning off the shoot, I may have to set it to where it will drop. I may have to rechange up the missile systems to where the timer block will turn on both of the AIs at the same time. That sucks because it did it again. It did not perform the way it was supposed to. Something's wrong here. Okay. All right, we're gonna run it out there and see what it does this time. If this creates another problem like it did before, then we have an issue, and I'm gonna have to solve that issue before we continue with the build. All right, let's uh, let's pony up here. Fox 4 trigger now. Fox 2 trigger now. Okay, so now Fox 1 has engaged and targeted the system. Going up to attack. That wasn't the one that gave us the issue a minute ago. Now, Fox 2, nothing happened. AI behavior is being turned off. Why? Let's look at the actions here. All that gets turned on. Now right here, setup actions. Why are you being turned off? Automation timer block 2. Let's set up actions this time. We should now set up target selection. Turn AI behavior on. Automation timer block. Let's turn everything off here like we had it before. Small hydrogen tank back to stockpile. For some reason, the second it's being activated, but when it activates, it's turning off the other systems. I don't understand why. We're going to find out here in just a second. All right. And there we go. That's the problem. It's turning off. For some reason, the system is turning it off. That friggin' sucks. That means our we have to go back and redo the wings entirely. Okay. So I need a second timer. Grexion sitting here on in the deal telling me I need a second one to turn on the AI. I was trying to do a shortcut, go around it. So let's see. I need to first off. Where is the oh, come now. Anyway, let's see here. We've got two sets of automation timer blocks. I don't know where, for some reason, the other timer blocks, Fox and all of them are gone. Oh, wait, there we go. Fox 3 and Fox 1. Let's go ahead and launch these two missiles. Let that just do its thing. Those are working like they're supposed to. Why is that one turning off? I wonder if it has to do with the projector messing with it. You gotta remember, there's an armed missile out here. Okay, let's hop out of here. I think I can get rid of this missile. Let's control panel here. Thrusters. And no, it's not going to do that. Well, I'm going to keep you a bit. So, let's see. Now I got to take the missiles that we've now made. Why are they turning off? I don't know. Something happened when I turned the when I put the blueprint on the projector, and it took what I had and immediately shut it off. Like it took the missiles and shut them off almost instantaneously. So it's only shutting off the one missile. It's not shutting off both of them. So it may be because the AI behavior is on. It's trying to. There may be a bug here where the AI is trying to do something with the projector and the projector is just shutting it off. That's what I can figure because that's when I started having trouble with this. That was the first moment we had any real trouble with this thing firing since we've equipped them and everything else. Otherwise, it looks bad A when it's got the missiles equipped to it and everything. But I think it has to do with the projector when you turn the missile on. It is automatically recognizing, hey, there's a system here. We need to try and use it, and the system's not working. And so it's just going, well, never mind, turning off and leaving us with nothing to work with at that point. And so the workaround appears to be if it's just shutting off one, it would mean it's getting triggered twice. Yeah, like I said, I think it has to do with it may be the projector missing, interfering with it. I've never tried to project missiles. So we're learning new stuff as we're going. So we're learning this as I'm working on it and figuring it out. The problem here is one of those missiles, either when it's projecting or when it's being welded. I need to see if I can. Where are the winglets at that I used? I need to see if I can access one of these missiles on here and maybe rework it. Reality, I think the best thing to do is scrap both the wings and then just do another load the missiles up on the wings again without the projectors active. We'll say like that. So I need to take my poor F-302, find the projector that we have here. And don't worry, wife is fine. Wife is fine. All right, we'll remove that blueprint off there. We don't have any blueprints for the other wing. Like I said, when I first put the blueprint on, here's what happened. When I put the blueprint on, I got the blueprint in, kind of got it set where it was going to go, and then the whole thing shut off. And that's why I said I wonder if it's not a bug with that because that's the only thing that acted weird. I've never had a blueprint as I'm moving it into position just suddenly shut down. And that's what I'm thinking. Maybe I have accidentally done something here that has caused a shutdown for the moment, and it might need to be worked on. I do want to manipulate those back sections back here. I may do some work on the back of this thing. It's just a little too blocky back here. I want it to look more stealthy, but we'll work on that later. We'll figure that out later. Let's see. Let's go down to where is our missiles at? Well, there we go. This is why I need a friggin' area to work with. All right, we're gonna reprogram the missiles a bit more. Like I said, this is why you do things in creative mode. Okay, so automation block timer here. Setup actions. Uh, hmm. Let's remove some stuff here. That is off. We're gonna take this thing here. AI behavior on. And we'll turn it off eventually, which is the hydrogen thruster. Here we go. Industrial hydrogen override, I believe. We're going to decrease the thrust override. Play the sound block. And I believe gyroscope is going to get turned on here. Yeah, that should do it. So then all that should turn on. Let's go over here now. And we'll go to target selection. We will turn this behavior off. Control copy. Let's take the missile over here because we have to test the new missile out. Got to get it within range of the Providence here so it will target lock onto it somewhere within like 2,000 meters. Okay, and timer block one, box one. Trigger it now. There it goes. That seems to work now. Yeah, like I said, I don't think the wings are the issue. I think the issue is when you're launching it from when the projector went on. I think this will solve it. I think turning it off and working it around like it normally is, that'll probably solve my issue. Now I just got to refox everything again. I've got to set everything back up a second time. Okay. So reset that again. Let's go ahead here and delete these. And this is why you do the whole setting up. Okay, we have Fox 4. We're going to just copy Fox 4 here. He's going to go on the outside, like so. And then control panel will take him to Fox 3. And I will copy him over to here. And then control panel, we're going to hit this again. We're going to make this one Fox 2, which will be the outer wing one. And copy that. And I may have just jacked up here. And I just realized I completely screwed up. And I'm going to have to go back through and rerun all of these. There's the other missile. All right, let's see. That's Fox 1. This one I'll have to redo it to Fox 3. And then Fox 4. And Fox 2. And they should all have no, they don't. What the how did that happen? You know what? Screw it. We're just going to put that right there. And I'm going to set it to turn AI behavior on. And we're just going to do this the old-fashioned way. Turn that off. Mission block 2. And we're just going to set this back over here. I have this individually because I'm getting tired of that. Nope, that's the wrong one. I don't want to hit that. Block 2. And this is what we got to do. This is the problem I run into sometimes on this game for some reason. Because I know what I did wrong. I know exactly what I did wrong. Now that I've already done it, I know exactly what I did wrong. Because I have completely forgot. Okay, so there's our new grade A missiles. Now let me go over here and check because I'm pretty sure. I'm trying to figure out here. Did I do that wrong? Yeah. Apparently I did a missile. Where's the other missile at that I did? Oh well. These are set up properly like they're supposed to be. So we've got 4 good missiles. And I've got to get rid of these wings because they have to be gotten rid of, unfortunately. Now we can take this to the F-302. We can then clone the F-302 again, attach them to the wing mounts like they're supposed to be, and that should work like it's supposed to. Unfortunately, let me see here. An easy solution when you set up your missile timers, don't use any groups because there's no other missile to screw stuff up. Yeah, we're not using a group on the missile timer. What I'm doing, I'm not using the on off. At least I don't think I was. Yeah, that shouldn't have had an effect on it. What we were doing was I'm setting up the target system for groups so that I can make the missile, each individual missile target something specifically. So it'll be in a group, and I can just set the missile to target either propulsion weapons or power systems, and it'll go target that. Or, and those will be the three things it'll try to target onto an enemy ship. So we can use some kind of precision firing to disable something like a factory ship. Yeah, with the timer blocks, no, I'm not using any groups for them. What we're doing is we're doing the AI stuff on there. That's not what I've done. Um, we're not using groups for the timer blocks. What I'm using is I have each individual timer block uh, set to a separate to its own individual unit. So, like I said, we've got. Well, actually, that may be an issue as well. So let's go ahead and just deal with that. Timer block 4. We're gonna do that there. Oh wait, I gotta do it to all these. What the heck? That's dumb. Let's go ahead and just finish it off here. All right. Timer block 1. We'll run this. This way I can actually just manipulate each one. I need to do this anyhow. Timer block 3. Timer block 4. And then I shouldn't have to mess with the other one. And there we go. All the missiles are basically set now. So when I fire each one of these off, we've now got a ship with 4 missiles because the F-302 usually carries like 4 anyway. We've got heavy autocannons. It's just I need to take some stupid time and mount all these suckers back up, copy them, mount them. Oh boy. Don't have the missiles, thrusters, blocks in a group on a timer block. Oh, what I'm trying to do with that is with the block, I'm trying to set the like the AI that goes into it. I know what you're saying. Don't put them in a group. What I was hoping to do was, well, they're going to be turned off anyway, so there's no point in even worrying about that. So, hmm. I guess we just won't worry about giving it the ability to attack different things because there's really no point in it. Well, there was a point. I was wanting to get him to attack different stuff, but that's not going to happen. Now on here, 3. We'll just set those different units as well. If it interferes with it, we can just fire the missile and hope to God it hits something. What is this? 4. That'll be fine there. See, I really think it is the projector. I could be wrong though. Okay, that's pretty well set up. I may blueprint these missiles and set them up some other way. We need to color them at some point also. But yeah, so the missiles are up and running. I think they'll do what I need them to do. How many do I have here? I have 4? All right, yeah. That should work. Now I just need to secure them to the bottom of a dummy F-302. So let's set up a copy F-302 here. There we go. Now let's start adding missiles. Another reason I put the blocks all around it is I've got blocks on everything but the two blocks that need to connect. So with that, the missile should snap in the right place because there's, according to the system. Now this isn't a trick I'll be able to do when we get into Space Engineers 2, because yeah, you can't do that in Space Engineers 2, unfortunately, because Space Engineers 2 has enough room that it'll probably recognize. It'll probably look at it and say, yeah, we can put this here, and this merge block will be. It'll try to connect somewhere else on the whole entire deal. Oh yeah, second, third missile on, and now for the final missile. All right, we have 4 missiles ready to go. Let's go ahead in here and find the group I'm looking for. Wings, detach. Oh yeah, that's done. So now let's blueprint this again. And I'm going to go and we're going to replace it. And then we're going to go over here to the left and replace. There we go. All right, now back down over here to the original F-302. The one that I'm using right now. Go find our projector. Right wing. Blueprints. Search. XF302 right. Copy to clipboard. That one's where it needs to be. Now let's go ahead to the other side here and just get that in position while we're at it. Left wing, blueprints, XF 302 left. Let's go down here and see if I can figure out. It's a very odd way that thing just does not want to. What is it doing there? Here and see what I'm looking at here. Oh, that is all kinds of messed up. Why? Okay, we've got it right. So now all I got to do, let's see here. All right, let's go back in. Grab left wing projector. And now we've got to go forward a bit. We're going to have to go up a bit and then vertically offset. Wonder if that's correct or not. Now we're going to have to come back just one more block and that should be perfect. Forward offset, let's go do right there. And there we go. All weapon systems are armed and are ready to be projected up. Let's fly these new projectable weapons over here. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Why am I having a bang here? Let's check all the hinges here just to make sure. That one's on. That one's locked. That one's locked. I'm getting a bang every so often. Is that one locked? Yes, that one's locked. That one's locked too. Huh. Well, I guess it's just the speed in which we're moving here. Let's see if we can get this thing to work. Final test phases. All right, we got all those finished. Let's get this other wing set up here. I don't see anything that needs to be. Okay, so we got all that done. Let's hit G. And let's check out all of our. All right, here we go. We have. We're going to set them up over here, by the way. I'll set that to trigger now. Fox 1. Fox 2. Fox 3. And Fox 4. Okay. We have all our weapon systems set up. Let's go take a shot at this Providence cruiser. We're going to get up close to it. It sure is slow on the hold off. Of course, the way the F-302 is working, we're going to be turning it and pulling off like dogfighting maneuvers. It's not like the Saber. It wasn't meant to be the Saber. Let's get at least to 1,000 meters out so we can. I don't want to be too close to it. Okay. Here we go. Launching test fire Fox 1. Oh, that was a little rough. All right, test firing Fox 2. Good, good, good. Target lock and it's moving in. Test firing Fox 3. No sound, but everything else engaged. That's very interesting. Test firing Fox 4. It's engaging but no sound. That that is weird. I'm not going to lie, that is very weird. And the projector's been turned off on the other side. Yeah, the blueprint is gone. That's what it did last time. See, that's where we had the issue last time was when I turned on the blueprint, it turned off the blueprint. I wonder if that didn't have an effect on it's like I said, there's just some things that you just can't get by. Let's go back and rearm these missiles. And for some reason it is just turning off. It's skipping stuff in our timer blocks. Our timer blocks are having to skip things. That's the thing that's bothering me right now. Like I said, suddenly we have it just stopped. You see where I'm talking about though. Foxes 1 or 3 and 4 are not turning on the sound block. And then right afterward, we had the thing completely jacked up. Let's get flying in here real quick. We're in range. Let's just pop one off to see how it works. There it goes. It's charging in. Pop off Fox 2. Fox 3 and Fox 4 are all away. Missile targets away. And the projector is turned off again. It has deleted the projector. It's deleted my blueprint a second time on that wing. That is the second time it has deleted the blueprint. What the heck? Yeah, it has completely deleted the blueprint off of the wing. What in the world? There we are again. Keep projection. What I do to the other one? I think I put keep projection on just to keep it up there. Maybe that's what's going on. Missiles are somewhat working. Makes a beeping noise, so it's like, yeah, it's getting closer to you. You need to worry about that. Like I said, it was just when that thing turned on, it's giving me some issues now. Let's go in here and see if I can find these. Actually, I know where the timer blocks are. Only problem is I don't know where the sound blocks are at. They're all on, aren't they? Yeah, they're all on. Let's keep looking here. Where is okay? It's probably an attack, probably. Yeah, attack one. That's AI attack. Where is the timer? Industrial timer block. That's industrial. Thruster, small battery. Where is? I'm probably looking right at it and I don't even see it. Okay. I should do this. It's in the system. It should just play. Why is it not playing? Uh, that ain't good. Seems like my ride's here. I'm gonna have to go, guys. Anyway. Anyway, looks like my ride's here. That's what that knock was on the back door. Unfortunately, we'll have to figure this thing out later. Probably do a live stream tomorrow, finishing this up. We've got the F-302 right where we want it. So that's where it's going to become. So we'll be figuring this thing out later. Anyway, thank you all for watching. I am Badger Wild saying stay safe, stay frosty, and I'll see you guys in the next